sometimes simply be.
So happy together.
Although real-life couple Dave Franco and Allison Brie frequently collaborate on odd genre ventures, their most recent endeavor together may be the most bizarre to date. Although critics gave the body horror film great reviews when it debuted this week, viewers seem to have mixed feelings about it. While it is unlikely to place in the top 5, Together is hoping for a strong first weekend collection at the domestic box office. Neon, the independent distributor of 5 consecutive Palme d'Or winners, and the recent horror blockbusters Longlegs and The Monkey, provided the film with a significant marketing boost. Plot begins with a search party calls out the names of 2 missing individuals as they comb through the woods in the prologue. 2 search dogs wind up drinking from a pool of water in an odd underground cavern. Dogs soon start acting strangely, as if they are enthralled with one another. The search is over. Later that evening, the sound of dogs whimpering and trembling in the kennel disturbs the dog's owner. He shines his flashlight inside the cage as he gets closer and notices that the 2 canines are horribly merging. After taking a job teaching English at an elementary school, Millie Wilson and her long-term partner, Tim Brassington, an aspiring musician who has been emotionally aloof since his parents' recent deaths, move to the country. At a farewell party hosted by their friends just before the departure, Millie pops the question to Tim, but he is hesitant to answer, embarrassing her. They choose to spend the night in the cave from the prologue, after falling into it during a downpour while hiking close to their new home. After drinking from the cave's pool, Tim remembers the horrific events of the night. He discovered his mother in bed with his father's rotting body. Tim and Millie discover their legs partially stuck together when they wake up the following morning, but they brush the incident aside after parting ways. Tim starts having episodes where he feels a strange physical attraction to Millie, which both of them find perplexing and annoying. When Jamie McCabe, Millie's coworker, arrives at their house to greet them to the neighborhood, she extends an invitation to join her for dinner. Jamie reveals that the cave was a New Age chapel before to its collapse, and the pair talks about their time there. Tim has another episode and drags himself to Millie's office after Millie leaves him off at the train station for a gig. They have sex after an enraged Millie confronts him in a restroom stall, and then their genitalia become trapped together. Jamie sees them after they had forcefully forced themselves apart. Later, Millie comes to Jamie's residence to express regret. She starts talking candidly about some of the issues she and Tim have been having in their relationship in the chat that follows. Jamie reminds her not to let go of her other half and shares Aristophanes' notion of the nature and origin of Eros. He then reflects on his connection with his husband, who appears to be dead. When Millie notices a confused Tim outside, she leaves quickly. After prescribing him muscle relaxant medication and dismissing his symptoms as panic attacks, Tim's doctor mentions that Simon and Carrie, a local couple, went missing not long ago. Tim unsuccessfully tries to persuade Millie that the 2 of them would face the same fate Simon and Carrie suffered after using EXIF data from there. Social media images to find out that they visited the same cave that he and Millie fell into, after finding the similar symbols encircling the cave. Tim and Millie have a mysterious attraction to one another that night, which causes their bodies to twist in strange ways until their limbs fuse. They take Tim's medications in a hurry and then pass out, but they are able to stop additional fusion, while Millie saws through their joined leg. Tim wakes up strapped to a chair, although she knows she left her keys at Jamie's place. Millie chooses to drive them to the hospital. Tim says he will wait for her while she gets them, but he sneaks back into the cave and discovers Simon and Carrie half fused together as a hideous humanoid, with Simon's throat slashed. When Millie gets to Jamie's house, she sees a TV playing a movie of a ritual in which the guys fuse together, followed by the wedding DVD of 2 men she doesn't recognize. Jamie, who was identified as the outcome of the aforementioned fusion, begs Millie to finish the fusion process with Tim and claims that they are happier now that they have become whole. He slices her arm when she resists, just as he had previously cut the arms of his constituents before she could go. Tim and Millie meet up again in their driveway. He talks about the thing he saw in the cave and concludes that it happened because both parties resisted the fusion process, which resulted to Simon being killed halfway through the fusion process. He declares that he does not want to become like them. Although Millie begs him not to, he plans to cut his throat and end his life in order to save her. She almost bleeds to death from Jamie's wound, but Tim saves her by fusing his arm to her wound. As they embrace and merge into one single entity, The two embrace and slow dance to Two Become 1 Inch while reaffirming their love for one another. Millie has a visit from her parents that weekend. A seemingly normal, androgynous individual answers the door when they knock, indicating that Millie and Tim have finished the fusion process. The door is now emblazoned with the cave's insignia. As a viewer in the United States, you may also allay Wilczek's concerns that the Spice Girls moment wouldn't translate as well there. The song is ideal for the situation since it gives it a humorous touch, while still giving the characters a sense of significance. The pair's past in the band serves as an intriguing means of tracing the topic of Tim and Millie clinging to their shared sense of belonging. The together pair must accept their bond for what it is in order to reach the point when they will be together forever.